Assalamualaikum. My name is Farahim binti Nur. My student ID J46526. Today, I would like to share my experience in relation to the concept of organizational behavior (OB), such as personality, perception, and motivation while working at the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development (KPWKM), and at the same time pursuing my diploma studies at University Technology Mara UiTM Shah Alam. I had the opportunity to appreciate this concept not only from theoretical perspective but through direct application in daily life. This experience not only built practical skill but also provided a deep understanding of how human behavior function in the workplace, how social interaction influence perception, and how motivation determines a person's commitment. Personality in organization behavior. Personality, internal factor that influence work and academic behavior. Behavior, personality is one of the most important elements in determining how individuals respond to work and academic situation. According to the Big Five personality trait models, personality consists of five main dimensions: openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Of these five dimensions, my experience show that consciousness, agreeableness, and openness play the greatest influence in work life, in work study life. Consciousness, trueness, accountability, and discipline. Working at KPWKM requires trueness and the ability to manage tasks systematically, especially when dealing with official document, report, and community-related programs. The conscientious trait makes me someone who always plans in advance, prepare task schedule, and set priorities. When my academic schedule at UiTM clash with my work responsibility, I use my organizational skill to balance the two. For example, I usually complete my lecturer assignment earlier if I know that week involve a major ministry program. The ability to manage time in a structured way not only improve work performance but also reduce academic stress. This conscientious trait also make me more inclined to review the work produced, ensuring the quality and accuracy of data before submit it to official. Agreeableness, willingness to work in a community-oriented environment. KPWKM is an organization that emphasizes the value of empathy and cooperation, especially because the ministry is involved in social issues such as the protection of women, children, and family. Agreeableness traits such as friendliness, ease of cooperation, and empathy help me build positive relationship with colleagues. I found that this attitude made it easier for me to receive guidance from senior officers, learn the work process more quickly, and integrate into team without feeling awkward. In the context of learning at UiTM, this personality made it easier for me to work together on group assignment, share information, and complete project together more effectively. In fact, openness to communication helped me understand different of opinion and adapt to the various working style of my teammates. The trait of openness to new experience. Openness is also an important factor in adapting to different worlds, government organization, and higher education institution. At KPLKM, I was exposed to new work such as preparing documentation, participating in community program, and interacting with participants from different backgrounds. My opponent encouraged me to see this experience as an opportunity to grow, not as a burdensome challenge. This curiosity also influenced the way I understood theory in class. When studying a topic such as organizational communication or motivation theory, I was interested in connecting it to real experience in the ministry. This made me learning process more meaningful because I could see a direct connection between theory and practice. Perception. How I interpret the environment and how it shapes behavior. Perception refers to the way a person interprets information through their sense and experience. In organizational behavior, perception determines how a person evaluates tasks, colleagues, work situation, and themselves. Throughout my work-study career, I realized that my perception often changes in line with exposure and interaction with the environment. Changes in perception of the work environment. Initially, I thought that working in a ministry meant a formal, tense, and protocol-filled atmosphere. This initial perception caused me to feel a little nervous and overly cautious when I first report myself. However, when I began to interact with officers and staff, that perception changed significantly. I found that the work environment was actually friendly, collaborative, and very community support oriented. This change in perception reduced my fear and increased my confidence to take initiative. I become more courage to ask questions when I did not understand the task, more enthusiastic about attending meeting or program, and more efficient in understanding the organization needs. Perception of working and learning. Before starting my study, I had the perception that working and studying was almost impossible. However, real experience changed this view. I realized that the ability to balance both commitment depend on time management strategies, social support, and the ability to control stress. This change in perception occurred because of positive experience, such as colleagues who understand my situation, lecturers who provide flexibility in presentation, and the success of completing assignment. Well, despite time constraints, from here I begin to believe that perception can determine how well a person can handle challenge. The influence of perception in shaping behavior. The way I interpret feedback or reprimands from official also affect my motivation and behavior. If I reprimand as a negative criticism, I will feel stress. However, I choose to see them as learning opportunities. This helped me become more open, matured, and courage to improve my weakness. In class, my perception of lecturer and fellow student affect the way I interact when I see the academic environment as a safe learning space. I am more active in asking questions, participating in discussion, and providing feedback. Motivation, internal and external drivers in maintaining commitment. Motivation is very important aspect of organizational behavior. It determines a person's level of commitment, effort, and resilience in facing challenge. In my experience working while studying, motivation comes from two sources: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation, satisfaction and meaning in work. Intrinsic motivation refer to internal motivation such as interest, satisfaction, and a sense of achievement. I have an interest in social work and community development, so working at Capital BKM give me a sense of purpose in my job. Every time I help prepare report or participate in community program, I feel that the work contribute the vulnerable groups such as women and children. This internal satisfaction helped me maintain my enthusiasm despite a busy daily schedule. It is the main driver for me to remain committed despite the pressure of academic assignment. Intrinsic motivation, reward, recognition, and social support. Intrinsic motivation come from external factors such as reward, recognition, and career opportunities. Some of the form of intrinsic motivation that I have experienced include: one, long-term career opportunity. Having a diploma open up more room for promotion in the public sector. Second, recognition from college and officer. Praise for good work increase my confidence and motivation. Third, family support. Family encouragement provide emotional strength, especially when I feel tired or stressed. Fourth, academic incentive. Good performance in exam or assignment provide satisfaction and a sense of appreciation. This intrinsic and extrinsic motivation complement each other and form the basic of my resilience throughout my working and studying life. So the conclusion is overall, the experience of working at KPWKM while pursuing my diploma studies at UiTM Shah Alam has provided me with ample opportunities to understand and apply the concept of organizational behavior practically. My personality, especially in the aspect of conscientiousness, agreeableness, and openness, helped me manage dual roles more effectively. Perception also play an important role in shaping the way I interpret the work and academic environment, thus influencing my behavior and performance. Intrinsic and extrinsic motivation has been a source of strength for me to remain committed and consistent despite facing challenges. This experience has not only strengthened my understanding of academic theory, but also shaped important soft skills such as discipline, collaboration, communication, and time management. It has also made me more mature, flexible, and prepared to face the challenge of the real world of work. And also, indirectly, this experience proved that the combination of a positive personality, the right perception, and the strong motivation can help someone achieve balance and excellence in their work study life. So, that's all from me, Farahim Bentino, J46526. Thank you.